Welcome to the Activations with JJ Energy Update for the week of October 25th, 2021. Hello to all of my dear co-creators out there. I am so happy to have you join me for this week's energy update. If you are new to the channel, I am so excited to have you here because it's such a fun ride. You are going to love it. Whether you are listening on YouTube or if you're listening on one of the podcast platforms, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I'm just thrilled to have you here. And I'm so excited to bring through a message to help you during this week. For those of you who have been listening for a while, you know that October has been quite interesting. And even if you haven't been listening for a while, but you've been tapped into the energy of the planet, you also know that October 2021 has been very, very interesting. In fact, as I am recording this, I am feeling a little bit of an impact of energy here going on. And I'm like, okay, I got to make it through this. I can record. This is like one of the first times that I've ever felt like, whew, I may need a break. Like this is getting really intense. And I'm not sure if it's just this particular time that I chose to record this, or if it's really just this week is just a doozy. So thank you for being here. I'm going to try to center myself and ground myself so that I can bring through something that is beneficial for all of us. As I do these energy updates, honestly, I feel like they're just as much for me as they are for you. And so I do set that intention. Just as a side note, I want to go ahead and mention a couple of little things. First of all, thank you so much if you're listening on YouTube and you have chosen to like this video and subscribe to the channel. All of those things help my podcast and my information to get out to more people who are going through this time of shift and not knowing what to do. And so I hopefully can provide some comfort, some information, some activations. And when the algorithms see that people are engaging with the podcast and with this YouTube channel, then they serve it to more people. So I really appreciate any energy exchange you can give in the form of a like or a share or a subscribe or any of those wonderful things. I also want to go ahead and mention that I'm excited to be rolling out my new multidimensional soul integration. If you have not listened to the podcast episode that's specifically dedicated to what that is, feel free to check that. It's actually just a few episodes before this one, so just kind of in the middle of October 2021. It's called Multidimensional Soul Integration. It's a little description of what I do in those sessions. It's a specific modality that I intuitively brought through and am finally launching. This is something that's been in the works for over a year, but I was, I guess, holding my own self back or maybe just wasn't ready to do it. And now I know it's time. So the multidimensional soul integration is incredible. And if it resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you. You can check out my website at activationswithjj.com. You can find me there. You can reach out to me there. You can book a session there. You can also join us for one of our soul gatherings. We're now going to head into November, so you can check out our soul gatherings for November. We do those twice a month in English, and we also do those in Spanish. So make sure you look at the website for those things. We'll go ahead and just kind of take a moment here to center ourselves and ground ourselves and take a deep breath. I'm feeling the need to do that. I'm definitely feeling quite a bit of energy coming through. And at this moment, I want to go ahead and bring through Gaia. So we'll set that intention. Hello, my dear ones. I am so grateful to those of you who are listening to this message. You are special. For many of you have a specific contract to be on this planet at this time. In fact, all of you have a specific contract to be on this planet at this time. And do not ever doubt that. This is a very, very important time. And so I have invited many beings to partner with me in this process in mutually beneficial relationships. You may sense that you have a strong connection to me. You have a strong connection to the grids that are forming for this new earth, the energetic and light grids that are helping us to all shift collectively together, both on this planetary level and on individual levels. Yes, you are a way shower. You are a way shower. Those of you who are listening to this, you are guides. You are holding space for those who come after you. It can be difficult. I am here to validate that. I am here to validate the immense amount of energy that you are feeling at this time. And I want to invite you to begin to step into a mode of expansion of your soul. Many of you have been wisely held back from expanding your soul, as it was not possible for your soul to be fully expanded here, being that I was in a lower density state. But as I move into a higher density, you may set the intention to welcome additional aspects of your soul, and just simply set the intention to expand more than you ever have before. So many of you have felt as if you are confined within a box, just a feeling of having that energy contained. So many of you have also felt so lonely, for as you have entered this existence, you have had to fragment yourself. Parts of you have had to remain behind in order for you to lower your density enough to exist in a body. And all of those feelings are beginning to shift as you realize that you are able to expand. The limits have been removed. Those safety regulations have been removed. And you are now able to completely step into who you are. Invite the fullness of your soul into this body, at least the fullness that is able to be here at this moment. And you are doing this in order to show others how to also expand themselves. Most of this will be done subconsciously. As you associate with other souls on this planet that are also embodied, they will notice your expanded state, some consciously, but many and most subconsciously notice this. And it will attract many who are ready to step into this type of energy. I need to explain something to you, dear ones, about my multidimensionality. For many of you are a bit confused about this shift and about the new earth, as you call it. And I want to remind you that all versions of me exist all the time. All densities exist all the time. I am shifting, but I've always been shifting, and all versions of me have always been a possibility. Your awareness is simply being brought to know and understand this multidimensionality and the option that you have to move into a higher density, The veil has been removed. You've heard that term before. The veil has been removed, and you are now stepping into the multidimensional version of yourself. It is up to you which dimension you choose to play in at any given moment in time. Which dimension and also which density. For as the type of soul that you are stepping into, and with the knowledge that is now being brought to your consciousness, you have quite a bit of flexibility. That is related to the divine feminine aspect, which is expanding and growing here on this planet. The divine feminine prefers to live in flow, both in density and in dimension, whereas the divine masculine prefers to be a little bit more stagnant and stable. And for those of you who've been feeling a lot of change, I have some news for you. You are going to continue to feel change. Change is the new normal, dear ones. Change is what the new earth is all about. The new earth isn't stagnant. It's not the same every day. It's going to be very different than many of you picture. It's going to be very flexible. There's going to be a lot of flux, a lot of flow, and you're going to be able to move between dimensions and densities with ease. The hardest thing is just learning that change is okay. Many channels have spoken about this. Many wise people have talked about how important it is for us to be able to move and shift as needed, as we intuitively know how to. But it will take some practice, and it will take some getting used to. And especially your physical bodies, as they get used to this idea, you're deprogramming some of the DNA that has you clinging to the same thing, clinging to the safety of habit. So anything that you can do to be what you might call impulsive is going to be extremely helpful for you as you shift, as you continue to shift, as you move into a flow of shifting. Dear ones, take a breath and allow yourself to integrate this knowledge into every cell of your body, for even your cells are learning. Even your cells are learning. As I end this message, I simply express my love, in particular with those of you who know that you are fulfilling a special role here, that you are assisting me in helping this collective learn how to shift, learn how to be in a state of flow. I finish my message and send my love. Farewell. I do think that so many times we're looking for this definite answer to something, especially regarding the shift and the ascension. So much of our verbiage and our beliefs surrounding what this should look like is not necessarily exactly what I think it's going to look like, or does look like. Honestly, we're in it right now. But I do feel like many of us are learning how to be in that flow. And I think if we just set the intention that we can be flexible, that we can be okay with change, that we can start to deprogram, as she mentioned, some of that DNA level mindset that causes us to kind of panic when a change happens. Thank you so much for being here to co-create with me today. I look forward to the next message I have for you and co-creating with you again. Be on the lookout for an additional meditation this week. And also, I will be adding another episode to my economics and prosperity on the new earth. So thank you again for your support. I feel your love. I feel your energy. And as always, the divinity within me honors the divinity within you. Namaste.